Okay, let's talk about the types of social media things that you should check in the audit. But first, why should you even check social media stuff in an audit? Well, one, I'm a proponent of the fact that you should use your website to influence the personalization that your users might have on social media. So we'll talk about that first. But then the other thing is that, in general, being a brand on the internet has been correlated with higher rankings, and that is stuff that's driven usually by social media. And then Bing kind of blatantly says social media plays an impact in your ranking. So Google does not. Also, social media shares could turn into link building opportunities. Using social media listening is a great way to find your influencers. So there's a couple reasons why I think you should make sure you're paying attention to organic social in an SEO audit. So the first thing that I always harp on, and this is because I actually taught a whole class on social media personalization and how all the platforms are personalized to the end user. So part of how they personalize it, and I think people don't realize this, is that every social media platform has unique buttons that you can pull from the platform to use on your website. And when you do that, it sort of gives the platform information about your website. So when that user goes back to the platform, it will personalize for them. So if I have a pin it button on my website and I go to Pinterest, I'm going to see more of that website's Pinterest or pins in Pinterest. So I'll see more of the brand in Pinterest. Same thing with Facebook, same thing with literally all of them. So you don't get the benefit of that if you're not using the native buttons from the platform. So a big proponent of using native buttons instead of like an add this or a share this, because add this and share this don't help you whatsoever. So I always check two things, both the pin it, the like, the tweet. Those should come from the social media platform. But then also there's usually like a follow us on this platform kind of button somewhere on the website. And you can also grab, like for instance, YouTube has one where you can grab a subscribe button from YouTube, stick it on your website, and it lets them click on it, never leave your website, and subscribe to your YouTube channel. What a win. Like, you should do that. You shouldn't make people go to your social platform and then perhaps never come back to the website, right? So all of the social platforms have like a follow and then a like share thing that you can grab from the platform. And I have a whole blog post that talks about it. The other thing you should check in an SEO audit to make sure that social media sharing is working well is markup. So there's additional markup that's supported by the social media platforms, kind of similar to structured data, right? It's called Open Graph Markup. This one is supported by pretty much all of the platforms. And what it does is it makes your shares more robust. So a share without the open graph doesn't share as much. But when you add in the extra pieces, you get an image and you get a summary and you get title, etc. You can set that on your website. So really important to do. It's easy to do inside WordPress, like in the Yoast plugin, but something you'd want to check in an audit to see if they're doing it. You can do this in Deep Crawl. There's a report for Open Graph Markup. You can also use Moz's browser button on per page and kind of see if they have Twitter cards and Open Graph Markup. Because the Open Graph is used by Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, plus Twitter, and Pinterest. You also want to check to see if it has any errors, and there's a link to the tool to do that. And then Twitter has its own little thing. So if you mark up your on page with things that Twitter's asking for Twitter cards, you get a beautiful card like that, which includes player cards. So instead of just like a tweet with a link to the video, you actually have the full video that someone can play on Twitter, like in the app. So you'd want to do that too. I've gotten links to all these different types of markup, different ways of doing cards in Twitter, and then the resources for how you would mark that up.